Eagles fly. Let's peep the squad. Big Pat shelling, Dante the dark child. Drop the stats on him, drop the facts on him. Spur gang, baby, let's get it on.
Hey fam, it's your man Dante the Dark Knight, and welcome to another edition of Eagles Talk, the #1 Eagles coverage show on Facebook that's by Eagles fans for Eagles fans. Whoa, wait, nobody tried to correct me here. I just said we're streaming live on Facebook, but we're not. We're not just on Facebook. Welcome to our debut on all the other social media platforms that we have a page on, which means we're simulcasting today on Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope. So we're changing, we're making the dive into different realms here. So now when people say, are you on YouTube? Yes, you can catch us live on YouTube now. And if you go to our YouTube page and subscribe, you don't have to be locked into Facebook anymore to catch us. You can see us on YouTube now. But welcoming you back, we have a lot to talk about the Philadelphia Eagles. We still don't have an offensive coordinator, but there have been some announcements. An announcement. I do believe. I remember that. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about who needs to have a breakout season next year. Who needs to have a breakout season? We'll also congratulate our old friend Andy Reid for winning the Super Bowl in the great state of Kansas. Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, in the great.
Cut that out, man.
I'm sorry. All right.
Respecting the president.
I didn't mean to do that. But we'll congratulate our old friend, our old friend Andy Reid for winning his first Super Bowl, and what a win it was. So, without further ado, man. Let me hold up. This is a new. Now, one thing we will be missing thus far is that we don't have our comments. We're not going to be able to add the comments onto the screen tonight until we work out all of that. But I will be able to acknowledge the comments as they come on. So let me see. I'm working on this, but let me introduce my co-host here, because we're all in this. We're in the beautiful Studio 2E in Philadelphia, PA, and I am with the Sandlin boys. Instead of them being on a little screen in the bottom of the screen here, they are right beside me, live and direct. So what's up, Sandlin boys? How's it going?
What's good?
It's good, man. We good, man.
It's good. It's good having you guys beside me.
It's
today.
great having us being here. On the 5th of February.
Yeah.
5th of February, man. Yesterday, 2 years ago, we were celebrating, going crazy,
Yes, we were.
Yes, sir.
2 years ago yesterday, or was it today? It was 2 years ago yesterday. Yeah, 2 years ago.
Ready to fall.
Yesterday, man, we were going crazy about now.
People were climbing up flagpoles and up Mayfair with grease on them. Running down Broad Street. We were definitely on Broad Street, on the north side of Philly. We were definitely on the north side of Philly.
Yes, sir.
All right. So I can see the comments. I can't put them up on the screen though. But here we go. Congratulations. Carlos Lopez was first in the room. He says congratulations to Andy Reid and the Kansas City Chiefs. Carlos Lopez also says, missed last week, just want to say, has a father to a daughter, and not only diehard Eagles, but diehard Lakers. Rest in peace, Kobe and Gianna Bryant, and the other victims and their families. Thanks, Carlos. I know they would appreciate that. We did pay homage to the great Kobe Bryant, who passed away last week. Hey, where'd that come from?
Wait a minute.
We got comments.
Wait a minute. We got comments.
Comments are coming up there. Oh, my God. We got new production still. Oh, my goodness. Can we pay you in beer? I'm okay. All right. So Stacy Cook is here. She says, Shell. All right.
What's going on?
J.R. Rastine said, what's up, Eagles Nation? What's up, girl?
What's going on?
Bill Kroll is in the house. Sixers miss J.J. Redick, man. Don't get me started. We ain't even going to talk about that, man. These guys, that's a whole separate show. That's a Sixers talk show. All right, so we got people in the room, man. We thank you guys for joining us. So let's get this quarter started. Can we get a first quarter started?
You're now listening to the first quarter.
All right, okay. So if you are new to Eagles Talk, you need to understand that we like to talk about our favorite football team, and we like to do so in such a relaxed manner that we enjoy our favorite adult beverage in the form of shots. Yes.
Drink responsibly.
Yes, drink responsibly and don't interrupt. Okay, that's what we're going to do. Drink responsibly. Don't interrupt. And for people that are watching us for the first time on YouTube, yes, this is the format of our show. So, like I said, we enjoy our favorite adult beverage in the form of shots. And this week we are partaking in, I guess he's going to do a drum roll.
Yeah, well, today is the 5th. Before we do this, today is February 5th. This also is our dad's birthday.
Oh, man.
Happy heavenly birthday.
He passed away some time ago. Normally on his birthday, you go out and he has his trusty shot of old granddad. Not only any kind of old granddad, had to be 100 proof old granddad.
Proof granddad.
No, he did not.
So you know what I did? I went to the store, got something that everybody know about. I ain't get no granddad. I got some Jack.
Oh,
you scared?
He scared the heck out of me.
I got some Jack, man. All right.
Oh my!
I got some Jack. I couldn't do the granddad on air because we
did the granddad one time, and we literally had to sleep at my mom's house on a sofa.
Oh my goodness! Wow, I'm glad he didn't do the granddad. All right, so we are going to partake in the Jack Daniels. You guys let me know what you're partaking in out there. So let's pour these shots and get this thing started as I go to some more comments. Robert says, "What's up, brothers? What's up, Robert?" Adrian is in the house. What's up, Adrian? Daphne is in the house. Hey, guys. Hey, Daphne. What's up? This is us. If you go to YouTube, you can also see us again. We're on YouTube and Periscope and Facebook all at the same time.
Yep, I put the web page on there for YouTube just in case you can't find us because there's a lot of Eagles up there. But I did put it up there for us.
All right, so here we go.
Let's do
to our debut on YouTube and Periscope to our Philadelphia Eagles and to Andy Reid and his first Super Bowl ring. Everybody down the hatch. 3, 2, 1.
That's reasonable. That's reasonable.
So,
granddad is not a good thing if you got to work the next day.
Yeah. Let me first continue to extend congratulations to Andy Reid and his first Super Bowl win. And like we said, we were rooting for him last week. And like I said last week, I'm not a great guy. I'm not such a great guy that I was just, I want Andy to win. But since we had won our own Super Bowl, then I wanted to see the guy get one. He was not a bad coach. But I'll tell you the truth. Had we not won a Super Bowl 2 years ago to yesterday, I probably wouldn't have rooted for Andy Reid. I wouldn't have wanted Andy Reid to win before us. I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest. I'm glad he won. I'm glad he won. And congratulations, man. What a squad he has. And you know what? This might not be his first one. If you look over there at all the talent that he has on offense there, he probably doesn't even have to invest a lot.
Contracts.
Yeah, and he probably doesn't have to invest a lot into offensive resources. Probably just needs to shore up the defense a little bit more. He has a dynamic quarterback in Pat Mahomes, probably going to be the marquee quarterback for the next decade. He has him, young guy. Speedy receivers, probably have to sign a couple of those guys back. One of the best tight ends in the business. Mm-hmm. Dynamic running back and offensive genius as a coordinator in Eric Bieniemy, who was a travesty that he didn't get a head coaching job. But hey,
got blocked. Got blocked.
Well, he'll be out next year. Next year he'll probably get one. But Andy Reid is sitting in a good spot. He's probably enjoying this win. But if we look down the line, he probably make a couple more trips to the Super Bowl. I'm not going to go as far as that he may get a couple more rings because I think that we will be foiling his scheme there to win more Super Bowls.
I hope so.
You have anything to say? And congratulations to our ex-coach.
I'm very happy for him, and I see how he has matured as a coach.
Matured
as a coach.
That's Jack Daniels right there.
As a coach, if you look at how the Eagles were against the Patriots in our Super Bowl, we were in the exact same spot as Andy was. We were down 10, and we had opportunities for 3 drives, and we drove down interception. And then we wound up getting a field goal. We lost the game by 7. We lost the game by 3 points.
We didn't have Mahomes.
Nah.
And then you see, as a coach, he has matured, and he had 3 drives, 3 opportunities with 8 minutes left, and it was 21 points, and they wound up winning by 11 points. So it's a big difference. Him as a coach, and you can see his maturity has changed.
Time is yours.
Wow, look at our new graphics and all that.
Yeah.
Wow, we banging right there, yo.
So, I know this is the first quarter, and we want to get to our Eagles. We want to talk business and get down on the nitty gritty. Just for a little bit, you get 2 claps, Andy. You're a Hall of Fame coach. You did some good things here. Even when you went to Kansas City.
You wasn't the first one in the room? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Even though you were fired from the Philadelphia Eagles and moved on to Kansas City, you did recommend Doug Peterson to be our head coach and put us in a position where we got, a great mind in Doug Peterson. So thank you. And congratulations. But you know what? That's all you get.
All right, okay. All right, so I had that mixed up. I'm looking at the comments now because I'm not used to checking the comments in this fashion. So I had it mixed up. The person I said that was the first one in the room was not. It was Daphne was actually the first one in the room.
Daphne.
So let me give you credit, Daphne, for being the first one in the room. Well, a couple more comments out there. Bill Crow, will the Eagles sign a wide receiver free agent or rely on the draft? Same with linebacker. They may do both. You never know. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I definitely think they're going to address it through draft, but they may address it in draft and may go after one of these free agents because there's not a abundance, but there are some nice wide receivers out there that I think will fit our scheme. Nice.
I'm gonna say this. I want this year and going forward our personnel to be more selective on the athletes that we picked in the draft. Not because of their production on the field, but also combine that with what they do at the combine. So that going forward, we're not just getting somebody that can put up numbers. We're getting somebody that also has the athletic attributes to be a game changer in the game going forward. This game is changing. This game is not like it was 10 years ago. It's a speed and space game. So we need athletes that can get the ball and make plays. We don't need a possession. We don't need possession receivers. We don't need a back that's going to get you 3 yards. Mm-hmm. We need somebody that can hit the home run if they hit a crease coming out the backfield. We need somebody that if they get a hitch, they can make a safety miss and go to the house. That's what we need to do going forward. The time of having a possession receiver or a solidified running back, that time is over. That is past us. If you look at the NFL game today, it has changed because prior to that, the NFL game was a reflection of the college game. College game basically copied off of the NFL game. That's out the window. The college game now is copying off the NFL. So colleges are putting up these offensive coordinators, putting up these offenses, and the coaches in the NFL are replicating that. That's the highest form of flattery, is replicating or copying something, and everybody's copying the college game, whether it be Oregon's offense, whether it be Texas offense, Oklahoma's offense, the spread that Ohio State ran this year with 4 and 5 receiver sets with no back in the backfield. That's what's coming to the NFL. So we need to go forward in this draft because it's going to be this is the best draft for wide receivers in over 12 years. So we need to go and get at least 2 guys that can be down the road playmakers for this Eagles organization and take us back to the promised land.
You know what, Shell? I concur. Just throw some names out there. I know we're running close to the second quarter right now, by the end of this quarter. But Robbie Anderson, Emmanuel Sanders, A.J. Green. There's some names out there that need to keep close to our chests. These are some guys that you can bring in who could bridge the gap for the rookies that we might bring in the draft. We need to look at tape. We need to stop worrying about if this person's character or he's going to fit with our chemistry with our team. I looked at our film from earlier this year when we did the draft preview and we did the draft, and we had to talk about our draft picks, and we expressed who we wanted the Eagles to pick. That didn't happen. We had to fill that gap in there and talk about the guys we had. And, with a smile on the face, we did it. But with some hesitant. We was hesitant, especially when it came to the first receiver, the first place maker after Miles Sanders was a receiver that we thought would be okay, but we were hesitant to mention because we didn't know who the heck he was.
I was mad.
Well, again, like I said, back in that time, we was like, we don't know who he is, but hopefully he is a good player for us. The thing about it is, this is a draft that's going to be geared towards the wide receiver. Henry Ruggs III is a speed demon. T. Huggins, he don't have that speed, but he can catch the doggone ball.
DD is a monster.
Yeah, Jerry Jeudy, we might not be able to get him, but listen, he's a monster too, man. There's some good receivers in this draft. We would like to talk about them, and listen. I don't have the time to talk about it right now.
All right. Well, we're going to end that first quarter.
You're now listening to the end of the quarter.
All right, so we're moving into the second quarter. You are watching Eagles Talk, the number one Eagles coverage show on Facebook, and soon to be the number one Eagles coverage show on YouTube and Periscope. That's by Eagles fans for Eagles fans. I didn't say we're beating the network guys out, but the only Eagles coverage show that's by the fans for the fans, we lead that. We do that. All right, so if you are new to Eagles Talk, you need to understand that we like to talk about our favorite football team, and we like to do so in such a relaxed manner that we enjoy our favorite adult beverage in the form of shots. And thankfully, Pat did not go out and get some old granddad 100 proof, because we like to drink responsibly also, and we probably would have been sleeping in Studio 2E tonight. So we have the Jack Daniels. You guys let me know what you're drinking out there, and join us as we continue the conversation about our Philadelphia Eagles. And in the second quarter, we're going to talk a little bit about who needs to have a breakout season next year. Who needs to have that?
Also,
all right?
You got to make sure before you take this shot that you tune into us right now, that you go to YouTube and put in Eagles Talk. You search Eagles Talk, all one word. You're going to look for the actual black and white logo that say Eagles Talk. Click on it. You're going to see us live. And just comment there also.
Like and subscribe, and then also share, and let everybody know that we're on, and we're the number one show for Eagles fans, by the fans, for the fans, and let's let them know that we're on.
All right, let's start this second quarter then.
You're now listening to the second quarter.
All right, let's go down the hatch. 3, 2, 1. All right, second quarter. We talk about this draft being a very wide receiver rich draft, which does that lead us to? We definitely need I definitely think we should target a wide receiver in the first round, since there's so much talent there. Don't let one get away. Target one for this first round. But we're so wide receiver needy. Do you think they may do 2 in a row? We have a lot of picks in the first 3 rounds. So even if the second pick is a wide receiver, let's go. How about we go wide receiver, cornerback, another wide receiver?
No. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm suggesting. This is what I'm saying.
This is a wide receiver rich draft, and everybody. Everybody's not going to need wide receivers. So there may be another high quality wide receiver with our third pick there. I don't know if you can look up as Shell expounds on that. If you could look up and see what our first 3 to 5 picks look like. What rounds are they? Do we have one? I know we have one in the first round. How many do we have in the second? How many do we have in the third?
We have 1 second. We have 2 third-round drafts.
All right, see, so one of those 2 third-round picks, maybe you get another wide receiver.
But this is my thing. I think we should get I'm saying receiver.
Receiver?
Oh, what?
Where's that question mark we was looking at earlier? This is when you put that big question mark on the screen.
Everybody's so. We need a safety. We need somebody that can be groomed underneath.
Wait a minute.
Let me finish. We need somebody that can be groomed underneath Malcolm Jenkins going forward. We need to pay him his money this year. Pay him. Franchise him for 1 year and get somebody.
Wait.
I got franchise.
He's under contract right now.
All right. Get somebody that can fits his mold. That's 6'1", 6'2", that's 190 to 205 pounds, that can fit his mold, and that he can kind of give them the keys to the Cadillac going forward.
Okay, I want to help you out a little bit.
All right,
okay?
thank you, Pat.
I want to help you out. You know that jack is going to your head a little bit.
We're about to take
How's it going to my head?
We're not going to take 3 wide receivers in a row. I understand your logic. Don't get me wrong. We need as many outside weapons for Carson as much as possible because he was throwing
in lawn chairs and trash cans.
Yes, he was. He was making it work.
Oh, man.
He was making it work. All right. But listen, let me bring
He had 4 guys from Wawa in the playoffs.
He did. He actually did. But let's bring it back to reality. The thing is, we
back to reality.
We own the 21st pick in the first round. We have a second round pick. We have 3 third round picks. All right.
Okay.
The second round pick is going to be a defensive player. It has to be a corner. Okay, that's the first thing first. Second thing is when you look at the receiver core that's coming out this year, you have some great names. CeeDee Lamb from Oklahoma, Jerry Jeudy from Alabama. You got T. Huggins from Clemson. You got Henry Ruggs III, who's actually a bigger receiver. He's 6 foot 190.
What about Poteet from?
Can you let me finish?
From University of Miami, the middle linebacker.
Can you let me? Are we drafting linebacker in the first round?
I'm not.
I'm asking you a question.
You're talking about second. You're talking about the second pick.
I'm talking about the first round. Let me
finish talking about the first round.
All right. There are some dynamic wide receivers that we can pick in the first round. In the second round, we're going defense, and I believe we need to go to corner. And if any corners is available, C.J. Henderson from Florida, he's an outstanding corner. If he's available at that time, you trade up in the second round and get this guy because he can be a shutdown corner at his size.
How tall is he?
I believe he's about 6'1".
Okay.
He's about 6'1". But the thing about it is we're talking about these guys without seeing combine or workout or seeing pro days.
I'll be watching the combine. You know that.
Right now they have us mocked. They're getting LaVista Chenault from Colorado or Brandon Anoke from Arizona State. There are bigger receivers that can actually, got a little speed on them. I like the guy, believe it or not, I like this guy, Michael Pittman Jr. from USC. He's 6'4" and runs like a deer. I think
I've seen him against Oregon and Stanford. He's good.
You realize the name I said? I said Michael Pittman.
All right,
His father was a running back in the league for a very long time.
Can we hear from our other co-host?
Yes, let's do that.
Which is our audience here. So Coop DeVille says, who's going to be the OC? Coop, we're going to touch on that a little later. And he's very adamant about that. So we're going to touch on that a little later, Coop. Carlos says he agrees at least 2 wide receivers, Henry Ruggs III, Jerry Jeudy, T. Higgins, etc., and a good wide receiver in free agency. I'm with that too. Somebody said, "How do you feel about Amari Cooper?" I think our Amari Cooper is a great wide receiver. I'm just sour on signing ex-Cowboys. That's my only thing. I think, and besides that, I don't think that the Cowboys let him walk out the building. I don't think they let him get out the building. So I think that's just a dream. Jacinta is here. She says, "I think we need to start making players battle for their positions when they have a bad games. It could be great motivation." Yes, definitely that. What's good, my dude, Isaac? What's up, Isaac? What's good? What's up, Eagles family? Jacinta also says, "I thought this was something they already did." Laugh out loud, I was wrong. Somebody's agreeing, I guess, to a previous statement. Carlos Lopez says, "We need a wide receiver, safety, wide receiver, cornerback, linebacker, first 5 picks." I'm not opposed to that because mine more like wide receiver, cornerback, wide receiver. So as long as it's a secondary person, I think we need probably more cornerbacks than safeties. I don't know. I think maybe they are equal. But we have some players that we have a new defensive secondary coach coming in, and maybe he will finally do what we think should happen with some of these D-backs, like somebody being cross-trained to be a safety. We always talk about Rasul Douglas being a safety.
He's a safety, man.
Maybe this new secondary coach comes in and actually says, "You know what? That's the best position for you." Maybe he comes in, he looks at Jalen Mills and says Jalen Mills is a perfect safety
he was a safety
candidate
in
also.
college.
So you know what I mean? So that remains remains to be seen. Well, with Jalen Mills, we have to sign him first because he is a free agent. But we never know. And if that's the case, then maybe we don't sign a safety. Maybe we get cornerbacks if we're going to convert one of our existing cornerbacks to a safety. So I don't know, but I like Carlos's thinking right there. BJ says if Riggs, Lamb, Judy go on our trade pick, we need a lot. No, I don't trade the pick. I get a wide receiver at 21 because I think there's still going to be a high caliber wide receiver left at 21. Yeah. Because when we talk about a position being heavy and talented, like wide receivers, that doesn't mean everybody's going to pick a wide receiver because everybody doesn't have the same need. No. So we have to hold our cards. I mean, play our cards right and wait until the 21st pick because we see it all the time. We see surprise picks being made and people dropping farther than you thought they were going to drop. So I say we keep our pick and see what wide receiver is left at 21 and get the best one because we are in desperate need of a wide receiver.
Don't get the best one. Get the fastest one.
I want to say this. I want to say this before we move forward real quick. Two things. All right. So if those receivers are gone, one receiver is not being talked about a lot is Jalen Regler from TCU. He's going to be the second fastest receiver next to Henry Ruggs. Those guys going to run in the 4.2s, all right?
All right, tell me this. I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt because I'm hearing Chanel. I'm not, Chanel, you guys are my college
Chanel
I'm hearing him being tagged as somebody we may pick in mocks. A lot of mocks. I've seen more than one mock that have us picking him.
Somebody summed them up perfectly. You say he's like Cordell Patterson and David Boston all in one.
Yeah,
so he's fast, he's big.
He's big, physical. He's physical, but he's not a burner.
With not that much of speed.
He's not a burner.
He has enough.
He's a 4.5 guy. I don't want a 4.5 guy.
Hold on, Shell.
I'm sorry, man.
Let me talk about these guys. I know the wide.
I'm gonna drink some beer, man.
Yeah, drink some beer. All right. I think I'll get some more. He's gonna run a 4.4. You're gonna see him at the count. He's gonna run a 4.4.
I seen him play.
He's going to run a 4.4, and he can break away.
I bet you a cheesesteak he don't run a 4.4.
I get you a Kobe.
Oh, God, here we go.
Kobe.
All right, Kobe.
What's a Kobe?
It's from
it's a cheesesteak, Larry Steaks.
Oh, I don't like Larry Steaks.
Fried, mayonnaise,
Larry
salt,
Steaks is not what they
mayonnaise,
used to be.
salt, pepper, no ketchup, fried onions.
Okay,
It's a Kobe.
I'll get that somewhere else.
It's actually pretty good.
It's actually pretty good. That's how he always ate it.
They brought a cook in that knows how to do it right. So.
Oh, okay. Because I need the old cook back because they fell off a little bit.
The big guy.
All right. Okay. So that's the end of the second quarter. Can we end that quarter, producer?
And that's the end of the quarter.
All right, so you are watching Eagles Talk. And by the way, while you were speaking, I went on YouTube and saw our picture. We're live, and we look just as good as we look on Facebook. Oh, I also went to Periscope. There's a different aspect of us on Periscope. The camera, it doesn't catch the full shot of us. It's a more narrow shot. So I'm not even in the picture. It's just you and Pat. I guess when the producer goes to my single shot, then they get to see me. But it's not. It's like almost like a phone view, like when you're shooting it up and down.
Gotcha.
So that's a little different there. I don't like that one.
Can I say this real quick before we go into take the shots? One guy to keep your eye on is from Cincinnati. Is John Ross III. He may be released or he might be traded from that team because he's not living up to expectations, and he's one of the fastest guys there. Oh, wow. Look at the Periscope. Hey.
See, Periscope, I'm not even in the picture.
Oh,
they don't even know who Dark Knight is. I'm the Dark Knight. They don't even know what they're missing. Anyway, all right, we're going to go into the third quarter. Can we start the third quarter?
You're now listening to the third quarter.
All right, he's giving us mixes and all that stuff. All right,
I was a DJ.
We got a fat DJ producer over there. All right, so anyway, you are watching Eagles Talk, the #1 Eagles coverage show on Facebook. That's by Eagles fans for Eagles fans. Soon to be the #1 Eagles coverage show. That's by the fans for the fans on YouTube and Periscope. Thank you guys who are watching us on those platforms tonight because this is our debut to those platforms tonight. YouTube and Periscope, you are experiencing the Eagles Talk experience tonight. So, let me explain what goes on here. We like to talk about our favorite football team, the Philadelphia Eagles, and we like to do so in such a relaxed manner that we enjoy our favorite libations in the form of shots. So you are not mistaken when you look up here and see a bottle of Jack Daniels. That's what we're doing. And we encourage you to drink responsibly, number one, but join us as we celebrate and talk about our Philadelphia Eagles. So here we go. Let me know what you're drinking out there. Again, we are partaking in the Jack Daniels tonight, and you guys let me know what you're drinking. Third quarter on its way. Let's go. Down the hatch. 3, 2, 1. All right, so in that second quarter, we didn't really talk about who needs to have a breakout season. We talked about what we need. So let's talk about, let's just to make it short. I saw the article, and I'm so sorry I can't give credit to the author of this article because I so wanted to give credit to him. But he wrote an article and said the 4 people who needed to have the biggest breakout season this year. I'm not even going to go 4 because we only have 10 minutes a quarter. So let's just go the 2 top people you think desperately need to have a breakout season. Starting with you, Pat. What's that? Oh. Starting with you, Pat. Go ahead.
So I was going to defer to Shell, but you know what? I looked at it and I thought about it. And now that I'm thinking about it, I'm looking at, of course, Carson Wentz. Even though he threw for 4,000 yards and he was throwing, garden utensils, guys like that.
The Wawa cooking staff.
Whatever it was. He needs to continue to have a breakout year. He needs to throw for 5,000 yards and do more for the team. I know it's like, do more. He did the impossible. But you know what? There were some aspects of the game that he could get better at. Second guy, I'm going to stay on the offensive side. It's got to be Miles Sanders.
You took my guy.
Well, it's all right. You can name him if you want to.
All right,
All right, go ahead.
It has to be Miles Sanders for the simple fact that he got 1 vote for Rookie of the Year. And I saw a post from Bleacher Report. I think it was Bleacher Report or Pro Football Focus. A reviewer actually put it in the not in the comment, but actually it was the actual post. Miles Sanders gets 1
vote. Horrible.
And he laughed at it. I'm like, in hindsight, he's saying he shouldn't even got a vote. So I need him to come out and dominate. I need him to say, you know what? Since you doubted me, since the whole nation doubted this guy, this running back, I'm gonna come out here and put 2,000 yards on you and do the impossible. And be like McCaffrey. The second guy I'm gonna stay with office is Greg Ward. Greg Ward had an outstanding second half of the season.
You just named 3 people.
You said 4.
Yeah, I said 2 for the sake of
time.
This quarter. Yeah, time.
I apologize.
All right.
I said Jack Daniels, man.
So just to expound a little bit on what he said, I agree that Miles Sanders doesn't. I don't think I would say he needs to have a breakout season because I think he did excellent in his rookie season. I just think he needs to continue to progress, which I have the utmost confidence that he will do under the tutelage of our running backs coach, our assistant head coach, Deuce Staley. I think he will take that next step. I think he'll come back with a chip on his shoulder, only getting 1 vote in offensive rookie of the year, and he felt himself that he was a top contender for that prize. I don't know if I thought he was as top contender as other people did because Josh Jacobs had an outstanding year also. Kyler Murray, though, that was a surprise to me. But anyway, I do think he will progress. And you, Shell, who do you think? Who are your 2 breakout players?
Well, I'm going to say the best for last. First, I'm going to go with JJ, our side. I think going forward, you cannot make the club in the tub. You need to be a football player. You need to be an athlete. You need to make sure that you're healthy. I think last year was basically his 5th year at college. And that's the way I'm going to take it. And going forward, he needs to make sure that his body is right, he's taking care of himself, and he's able to be on the field and be able to make plays. He did show flashes last season when he was available. Going forward, he needs to be able to play. And I think that if he does not produce this year, then we need to definitely think about going somewhere else. You're not going to get the paycheck. Number 2, Miles Sanders. he showed flashes. He had an issue fumbling, then the issue was taken care of. He had an issue bouncing to the outside, and then the issue was fixed. He showed a lot of growth because Deuce Staley, the coach, he's the only coach on his staff, like I said before, that develops his athletes. So I think with the tutelage of Deuce Staley and his work ethic going forward, I hope to see big things from him. But he needs to have an outstanding year going forward so that we can go from this sharing the backfield stuff. I hate that personally. To one back getting the ball on 3 downs. I think that's the picture I see going forward, so that we can do our spread offense and don't have to worry about changing up the personnel.
All right. Well, we just talked about Miles Sanders. Again, I don't know if he actually needs a breakout season because I don't think that he's again under. I don't think we underestimated, or I don't think he underplayed his role this year. I thought he played above what we expected from him in his rookie season. But I do agree, and I do totally agree with the J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. And actually, that's one of the players that I would say needs to have a breakout season, because it was a disappointment in his rookie season. For as early as we had picked him, and with as much as we need production from our wide receivers, we need J.J. Arcega-Whiteside to have a breakout season so that pick is not a waste. You know what I'm saying? We need wide receivers now. We have a young one on our squad that we expected to be an impact player. Now, it's a little harder to be an impact player in your rookie season. We've seen DK Metcalf do it and some others, but that's not a position that you come right in as a rookie and excel right away. So I'm looking for market improvement from year 1 to year 2 from JJ. I think he needs to have a breakout season. Number 2, and again, I apologize for not having the author of this article to give credit to, but I agree with him. He had, in one of his 4 players, he said Andre Dillard. And I agree. Andre Dillard needs to have a breakout season, because I feel as though they're going to part ways with Jason Peters this year. The bodyguard is out of here. So it's time for the young guard to take his stand and take his place. And he is replacing a Hall of Famer, somebody who was a great teacher and gave him a lot of tutelage this year. And he got a chance to start a couple games when Jason was out, and he did okay. So we need him actually to have a breakout season, taking over. He did all right. No, he did. He was impressive. Yeah. He was impressive for the future. Yeah. So we need him to come in and take the place of a future Hall of Famer, and we need him to play at a high level. So the torch is being passed. So we need Andre Dillard to live up to that status of first-round pick. He was one of the top. He was the top-rated pass blocking tackle in the draft. And what we've seen of him in last year, I think, is promising, and I think he will do that. But he's going to get the position. At least I think he's going to have that position. He's going to be starting next year. So we definitely need him to have a breakout season. All right, let me listen. Let me see what the guys are saying out there. Angela Linder said, yes, Jack Daniels. She's doing Jack Daniels. Carlos Lopez says he thinks it's Jalen Mills and Derek Barnett. I can't disagree with that. And to a lesser extent, J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. So he agrees with us. Sissy, too. What's up, Sissy? Amy Saunders has good this season. He wasn't bad at all. Saunders. Okay, he says Saunders. Okay. And Carlos Lopez says he's drinking a salted caramel Crown Royale. That's good. I'm on this low carb diet, so I can't do the sweet alcohol because that had carbs in it. I gotta stick to like this. You know what? I did some research because our producer shared with me that he's been doing a low carb diet and he lost 15 pounds in 1 month. So I'm trying to duplicate that. So I said I'm gonna adopt the same thing. So I look up what has a lot of carbs in it. So, of course, first thing I look at is the alcohol. I'm like, damn, I'm going to have to stop drinking if I can't do the carbs. So I look at the alcohol, and, all the alcohol is okay. Like, I can do Tennessee whiskey, no carbs. Vodka, no carbs. All tequila, no carbs. It's just the beer and stuff. I got to stop drinking the beer. So anyway, here we go. Tifa is out there. Hey, brothers, what's up, Tifa? Tifa's exploding. Tifa's all over the place. She is going to make her mark in this genre here of sports reporting and podcasting and all that. Tifa, we wish you well. Coop DeVille, D. Jackson, and Malik Jackson. Yo, those are not bad picks. He said D. Jackson, Deshaun Jackson, and Malik Jackson. I think they need to have breakout years too. Those are not bad choices. I picked on the young guys, but you're right, Coop. I agree with that. Angela Leonard says yes, Dak Daniels and a Corona and a lime. Bill Crow says our young D-line, whoever they are, need to step up. I agree with that. Let's talk about this no hiring of an OC, and let's talk about it. We might as well talk about it. Hey, look, we don't have an OC yet. We talked about it last week. I told you at this point we will be settling because we don't have an OC right now, and most of our targeted people have either declined or chosen to stay in their respective positions, or our targets have taken other jobs. So at this point, we are going to be settling. One thing we haven't talked about, we need to announce that, who is that? Press Taylor has been also named the coordinator of the passing game. So he's had added responsibilities to his quarterback coaching position. He's also the coordinator of the passing game. So they think that he is a great young mind. All right, hold on. That's in the third quarter. Let me in. All right, so that's the end of the third quarter.
And that's the end of the quarter.
So he got that. Another thing I'm hearing that there are going to be some announcements made very, very shortly.
They were made today.
Oh, who were they?
I'm sorry. I was in YouTube chatting with some people. Shout out to One Above All. I'm chatting with him right now. So for the passing game coordinator, as you said, it's going to be Press Taylor.
Okay.
Who's going to be the passing game coordinator. That's going to be a little different from normal. People are like, what is that? You will know what that is, and it's going to be dynamic. We also hired Rich Scanagarito. I'm butchering his name, but we're going to call him Rich Scan. He was offensive coordinator for the Broncos. He has a very good, very decent resume. And we also hired...
hold up. What's his position? What's he been named as?
They didn't give him position yet.
Okay,
he's going to be in that same mode with Press Taylor.
He's going to be the coordinator of the trash can game. He's going to make sure all the trash cans are empty in Doug Peterson's offense. He's the new coordinator of the trash can. So thank you.
Well, you forgot one more. we also hired quarterbacks coach Andrew Brenner to the team's coaching staff. So, I mean, there are three guys that oriented around the quarterbacks that they hired to be part of this
But they haven't given them a title.
Well, what I think they're going to, if you look at LSU has they have an offensive coordinator, then they have an offensive.
Nobody's worried about LSU. Bring up LSU.
Let me finish.
All right, here you go on your college tour.
All
right, so that last coach was named the coordinator of tying Carson Wentz's shoestrings on his cleats.
All right, so pass game coordinator is something that LSU had. Well, it was already done before, but LSU perfected it, and they have a staff, and it actually jumped their offense from average to here. Joe Burrow is going to be
you're right.
He's going to be the number one overall pick because how they work that passing offense.
Okay, all right. I can't take nothing away from that. But I'm saying they ain't give him a position. He might be the coordinator of holding Carson Wentz's jockstrap. I don't know.
I'm gonna interject this, and I'm gonna keep interjecting it. I don't understand why Deuce Staley has not been thought of to be the offensive coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm saying it out loud. He needs to be the offensive coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Who?
He's the only coach on that staff in the last 4 years that has been Deuce.
Deuce Staley is.
Let me finish. I don't care about the paycheck. I'm talking about Deuce Staley is the only coach on that staff for the last 4 years that has developed his players. He has taken men off the street and made them NFC players of the week. He has taken guys that have been mediocre and made them starters. He has taken a guy from Wisconsin that wasn't even drafted and had him playing optimum in the Super Bowl. Optimum, you hear me? Why has this guy haven't even been asked to be the offensive coordinator?
All right, so obviously Deuce Staley is sending a paycheck Shellman's way, and I'm kind of upset that Shell has not broken me off anything yet. So, Shell is a big proponent, so something's going on here. I don't understand, but I don't know why I haven't been cutting in on the deal. But let me just go to some comments. Tifa says, shouldn't they make Deuce Staley the OC? See, so she agrees with you. Richard Boo says, we need Jim Caldwell. I would not. I would not contest that or protest that. Brandon says, who y'all want to see us draft? We talked about that a little earlier. I don't know about specifics, but position-wise, I would like to see a wide receiver, secondary player, wide receiver in the first 3 picks. People are saying that wide receivers, can't think of his name, but we can't draft wide receivers to save our lives. I pray we stay far away from drafting wide receivers this year. No, we got to. We got to take a chance.
You know what?
We
He's
need,
right, though. We can't draft wide receivers.
Just get the fastest guy. Up. Just get the fastest guy. You can't coach speed.
We lucked up with. We lucked up with.
All right, Coop DeVille. In answer to what you said, Shell, Coop DeVille says he might not want the job, and that came up last week when you made your passionate plea again for Deuce Staley. Yeah. This is starting to be a weekly thing for Shell, making a passionate plea for Deuce Staley. But that was brought up last week. He might not want the job. Brandon says, dude can't name one good wide receiver we drafted ever. Pat was in there.
Deshaun Jackson. Jerry Maclin was actually pretty good.
Yeah, Jerry Maclin was good.
He's actually really good.
Yeah, he was good. All right, let's start this fourth quarter, man.
You're now listening to the fourth quarter.
All right, so you are watching Eagles Talk, the #1 Eagles coverage show on Facebook, soon to be on YouTube and Periscope. We thank you guys for tuning in. We have some people following us on YouTube. So I'm gonna announce some of their comments as soon as we do our shots here. So let's first. If you are new to Eagles Talk, you need to understand one thing. We like to talk about our favorite football team, and we like to do so in the manner of enjoying our favorite adult beverages in the form of shots. So this week, we are partaking in the Jack Daniels and not the old granddad 100 proof. And I'm so thankful for that.
But you know what? I'm going to do one more for my dad after this, man.
All right, I can't do that. Yeah, I'm sorry. I love you, Dad, but I gotta be responsible. All right, so down the hatch, 3, 2, 1. All right, we started the fourth quarter, right? All right, so let me go to some comments that are on YouTube. So Pat is in there. He's talking to One Above All. He said, Pat said, I believe he did okay as a rookie on blitz pickup. He really did better than most at the position. I guess he's talking about Sanders.
Yes.
And One Above All says Doug only wants ex-quarterbacks or coaches with experience in the pass game. He ain't giving the running back coach the OC job, Shell. That's what One Above All says. One Above All says Rugg from Alabama. That's the wide receiver he would take.
He broke the 60 meter, the 100 meter college record, the high school record in Alabama. Like, he has speed, man. He has speed that will translate in the NFL. And like I said, the thing about it, you got to really think about this. John Ross hasn't performed for the Bengals. He hasn't performed for the Bengals. When he was at Washington, he was a monster at Washington, right? He was actually one of those guys that he had speed and he had skills at the position at wide receiver. What happened in the NFL? Sometimes it depends on what team you go to. Look at Rashad Perriman. He the wide receiver from University of Central Florida. He had speed. He ran a 4.3. He went to I forget what team he went to, but recently he started playing with Tampa Bay this year. He became a dominant receiver, not only because of his speed, but his skill set. His skill set translated to the team that he was.
Hey,
let me finish. I know you want to talk about DK Metcalf.
No, I'm not.
We're not going to go that route.
You talking about Tampa Bay, the quarterback?
He was.
Concept is somebody got to catch it. He 30 for 30. He like ESPN.
But you know what? It's some real stuff. in all seriousness, in this league,
all right, go ahead.
In this league, it also depends on what team that people go to.
I agree with that.
They can be successful just because of the team and the concept that they go to.
Not only the concept, let me interrupt. Not only the concept, but the position coach.
Correct.
The position coach.
All right, I agree.
Correct. So John Ross he's not flourishing there because he has to live in the shadow of AJ Green, and they want him to be the second coming or the first coming and have him. He can't do that. He doesn't have the quarterback to do that. All right, he doesn't have the quarterback doesn't have the offensive line to do that.
But this is my thing, right? You got this draft, right? You got a possibility of 19 receivers. 19 receivers. I'm telling you, 19 receivers in this upcoming draft can play on Sunday. I'm not worried about the old stuff. I want the new stuff. I want some young cats. I want some young cats that's going to come, be hungry, and want to earn a paycheck.
Yes.
I don't want nobody old. I don't want no trash. I don't want nobody from Baltimore. I don't want nobody from Detroit.
Pat,
I don't want nobody from Cincinnati. I want to get me a guy out of college that's hungry, that want to buy his mama a house, and he gonna put that work in.
Sal, you're disappointing me because you think and you're speaking as if this is a very easy process to just go out and pick the next great wide receiver.
I told y'all last year Metcalf.
So what? All right. The broken clock is right at least 2 times a day. You happen to be right this time.
All right, man.
Yeah, I mean, so what? He is playing this DK Metcalf.
I told y'all about Saquon Barkley.
Like he is. Everybody said Saquon Barkley.
I told y'all about Ezekiel Elliott.
That was not a mystery. You are talking about the top-rated people in the draft. That's not a mystery. You didn't make some uncovered. You didn't make some unseen prediction here.
No,
everybody who looked at them knew that they were greatness. Okay. You act like you discovered them.
Listen,
you didn't discover them.
No. So she got to say, I went back to our actual draft preview.
Yeah,
and it was like, yo, we didn't even talk about the guy we drafted in the second pick in the second round, JJ Arthega.
I didn't want to talk about him.
Wait. We didn't talk about him because we didn't preview him because we didn't think he'd be around. We didn't know who he was.
Right.
We did talk about DK Metcalf.
I talked about him a lot.
Wait. We talked about some defensive guys, some offensive guys.
Okay.
We didn't mention JJ at all. The only reason we mentioned JJ because we had to.
Because we drafted him.
Right.
We had to.
Yeah.
Now, don't get it wrong. He can change the whole script this year and become a dominant receiver like a Michael Thomas.
That's not happening. He's a 4'6" guy. He's a tight end.
My thing is
playing wide receiver.
My thing is,
hold on.
He doesn't run a 4'6".
All right.
Okay. He doesn't run a 4'6". He actually ran a 4'4". So 2-year 4'6".
Okay.
All right. But all above all in YouTube.
Hold on.
He put a comment out there about Brandon Anuk from Arizona State. Brandon Anuk is going to run in the 4.3s. 4.3 or 4.4.
You know what? We need to have a combine show, man. We need to watch. We need to have a show.
All right, maybe it will come up. But right now, the crowd out there is saying, Bill Crow says, someone get Shell a beer. No. Someone get Shell a bed. That's what they need to get him. Coop DeVille says, Howie and company get paid to draft well, right? Yes, they do get paid to draft well, but that doesn't mean that they are drafting well. As we can see, they're not drafting well. And it doesn't mean just because you're saying, first of all, you're Captain Obvious here. You're talking about you picked Saquon Barkley. You're talking about you picked Ezekiel Elliott. Everybody picked them. You're Captain Obvious when you say that. Okay, so you know what I mean? You go down and you get me a prospect that nobody expected to be good and turn out good. Then I'll be impressed. But with that being said, Howie and them can't be too cute because there was a DK Metcalf on the board last year and who was maybe rated around the same or higher than J.J. Arthega-Whiteside, and they chose to be experts and take a chance on J.J. Next time, just do the obvious. You know what I'm saying? Do the obvious. Don't get cute with this thing. There's a reason why these people have these guys rated high. And I'm not saying that everybody's an expert, but when there's a unanimous a selection here or decision here, it's usually a good thing to go with. So if you got 15 people that are backing DK Metcalf and 5 people that saying that JJ is going to be better, you got to go with the majority here. I mean, let's not make this rocket science.
You're right.
I
but if Howie's one of the guys.
But I'm gonna say this too. You've been playing the game since you were like 4 or 5.
9.
I've been playing the game.
I couldn't catch until 9. You taught me how to catch.
I did teach you.
Yeah, you did. You got it.
All right. I've been playing the game since
I
I
catch better than you now.
Yeah, you did. I've been playing the game since I was 6. All right. It's 2 things that you can't coach. You can't coach size and you can't coach speed. Either you got it or you don't. Everything else can be taught. So if you got a guy, that's why to me the combine is so important. If you got a guy that runs a certain speed, and I know that they watch the tape and they watch the film and they watch what guys do in certain conferences and this and that. But
you want to take it?
Yes.
Okay.
Tyreek Hill. He didn't go to the combine. He's the fastest guy in the NFL right now.
Okay.
I mean, sometimes the combine can say can
the quarterback from Baltimore didn't even run the 40.
We're not worried, but he's a quarterback. He don't need to run a 40. All right.
Okay.
And that's the thing about this league. This league look at your athleticism and say, you know what, we need you to run this. We need you to do this. We need. And in all actuality, you don't play that position. You know, you watch Any Given Sunday. What did Jimmy Fox say? They put me at corner and messed my shoulders up and wasted 2 good years. And I'm a quarterback. The same thing with Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson was a quarterback from little league to middle school to high school to college, and they trying to change his position
to a wide receiver,
right?
Yeah, I agree.
He's a quarterback. He's been a quarterback all his life. He just so happened to be blessed
with speed,
a Michael Vick.
Better than Michael Vick.
Michael Vick is what is it?
I don't know if he's fast. Yeah, Michael Vick is fast. I
seen that speed of person.
Wait a minute. See that Monday night game when he did the spin and went 60 yards for the touchdown? Did you see that?
Wait a minute.
That was not anything new.
Hold on. Can I say this before we end this quarter? I was at the Temple game when he ran from one sideline to the other sideline and scored on a 75-yard touchdown. All right? Lamar Jackson's not going to do that.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
Michael Vick is the single reason why they were in the national championship game.
Yeah, I know.
You know, he was a single reason why they were up going into the 3rd quarter of that national championship game against Florida State.
All
right?
I remember that.
Michael Vick was a different animal. You know, when he was in the league before all the stuff that came out when he had to go to prison, he was a different animal. Now, I'm not comparing Michael Vick to Lamar Jackson. I'm not trying to do that. I'm just talking about athletes.
Athletes. That's what we're talking about.
We need
right
to
now.
stop this trying to change positions with these guys who've been playing this position for a very long time.
I think we need to stop trying to put round pegs in square boxes.
Yeah.
And just get the best athlete. Do you agree with me on that?
No. Get out my face. Get out my face.
Because I'm out of beer, man.
Look,
I'm out of beer.
We're going to end this quarter, end this 4th quarter, man.
And that's the end of the quarter.
We thank you guys, man, for coming in and having and experiencing or sharing our debut show on the multiple platforms that we've come on tonight, which is Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope. We encourage you to continue to follow us on those platforms. And if you haven't come to our page, you better come to our page and subscribe, because we are soon not going to be sharing our stream on other groups. We're moving on, and we're gonna ask you guys to come support our page. We've been coming and sharing our stream on your groups, but we would like for you guys to come support us. So I would encourage you guys to please come to Eagles Talk on Facebook or come to Eagles Talk on YouTube, because this is not going to be the first or the last time that we stream on YouTube. We have a new producer in here who has it mastered, and he did a masterful job tonight. We thank Derek Shaw. We give him a hand. Thank you. but we are on multiple platforms now, so we encourage you to go follow us on Facebook, go follow us on YouTube, Eagles Talk, if you want to continue to follow and this number one Eagles coverage show by fans, for fans. Now, I'm going to turn this over to my co-host because and I'll say happy heavenly birthday to Shelman Sandlin the second, Junior.
Just want to give a shout out
to their father who has passed away.
To my father.
It was his birthday.
Shelman Sandlin, Sergeant Shelman Sandlin.
I don't know what he keeps his sergeant. I never called my dad sergeant.
Yeah. Well,
I say, hey, Dad.
Sergeant.
Yeah, he was the baby. That's all.
I never called him.
He was the baby. He got a lot of weight with a lot of stuff.
Before we go into that, breaking news. I don't know. We got the breaking news sounder.
No, we don't.
We don't. All right. The offensive coordinator will be Doug Peterson.
Okay. All right. I'm with that. You know what? That saved face.
Yeah. But what happens is with the offensive coordinator being Doug Peterson, the passing game coordinator being Press Tiller, and the running game coordinator being Deuce Stilly, they have a lot of say what's going on in the game plan.
Yeah, but now what also happens here is Doug is we have no one to blame but Doug now when things are not going. He's taking all the responsibility on his shoulders.
On coaching, he doesn't do player personnel. He doesn't do any other jazz like other coaches do. So he strictly worries about the offense and the football.
Let's take it another step. He strictly only does offense.
Correct.
Because Jim Schwartz has autonomy over the defense. So. Yes. With him naming himself,
Schwartz is still here. Breaking news.
Yeah, Jim Schwartz is still here. So with him naming himself as offensive coordinator, we know he is only doing offense. I know he does the other things as a head coach as far as motivation and morale and stuff like that. But he's in essence saying that he's controlling the offense. So, in the upcoming season, all the blame has to go to Doug Peterson now. And I think that's significant. That's significant because I don't know if he gets 5 years now. Because if we have an offense this year that does not approach or near what we had in 2017 or even better than last year, he is putting all the blame or he's shouldering all the burden of being the offensive coordinator. So, hey, I don't. Thanks, Diane. Diane says, happy heavenly birthday to your dad. Thank you. And as we go out, man, we're going to do this shot in honor of Sergeant Shelman Sandlin Jr.
Yeah,
happy heavenly birthday. Take us out.
Before we go out with the song, hold on. I want to give Shell a surprise. In Paris, if you're watching, my other brother. So, my dad took me out to drink before. And the drink that I used to get was a Jolly Rancher. And he said, order whatever you want. And I got the Jolly Rancher. Yeah. He cursed me out. I'm not going to say the words he said. He said, all right, you can get that right now. But your second drink, it's going to be a drink that I first started out with. It's going to be a Jack. It's going to be some Jack Daniels straight up. Then we're going to do Jack and Coke the rest of the night. So we know him to do Granddad, but I knew him to do Jack Daniels. And he was a drinker. He definitely was a drinker.
That's why you see these guys sitting here now. So guys, join us next Wednesday, 7 p.m. Same bat channel, same bat time. Thank you for joining us tonight, and we're going to go out with this shot. Take us out with the new intro, producer.
Sack that fool. Hit him, 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 hit him. Smash him up, watch that move. Wind too swift, can't catch these dudes. Hit him, 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 hit him. Listen, 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 hit him, listen. It's Eagles talk high, this talk Eagles. Philly bleed green, it's from your people. Fly, Eagles fly. Let's beat the squad.